the physical science lesson video for section 18.3, and as always, if you want my videos all in one spot, then just subscribe to my channel. So we're going to talk about behavior of light. What does light do when it hits something else? Because there's many things that it can do. So materials can be transparent, translucent, or opaque. A transparent material transmits light, which means it allows most of the light that strikes it to pass through. So transparent, I used cups as my example. It would be glass, just plain glass, not frosted or anything like that. A translucent material scatters light. So that would be some of those plastic cups where you can kind of make out a little bit of stuff, but you really can't see clearly through it. And then an opaque material either absorbs or reflects all of the light that strikes it, so you're not able to see through it at all. So it would be like one of those solo cups. When light strikes a new medium, the light can be reflected, absorbed, or transmitted. So it can bounce off, be absorbed, or pass through. When light is transmitted, it can be refracted, polarized, or scattered. So obviously, let's talk about some of these words, because that's a lot of vocab happening. So let's talk about reflection. An image is a copy of an object formed by reflected or refracted waves of light. Regular reflection occurs when parallel light waves strike a surface and then reflect all in the same direction. So like if this was a mirror, they hit and they all stay together, you get a nice clear reflection that you can make out what the object was. Diffuse reflection occurs when parallel light waves strike a rough surface and reflect in many different directions. So here, if you look, it all hits in one, but then they all scatter in different directions, and so you're not going to get a clear image on that one. A mirage is a false or distorted image. So if you've ever seen like a straw or something like that in water, here we can clearly see that the line should just keep going like this. But if you look, it looks like the straws have gotten bigger and have moved over a little bit, and that's due to the light bending as it passes through the water. Because remember, light travels at different speeds in different media. So it travels a different speed in air than it does in water, and that causes that bending, and so it looks different to us, and that's referred to as a mirage. Light with waves that vibrate in only one plane is called polarized light. So if you have polarized sunglasses, this is the way it works. So light's traveling in all different directions. Like you have some like this, some to the side, some to the angle, whatever. There's no like specific, light doesn't have to travel like this. It can travel in any kind of, whatever direction. So if you have a polarized surface to where only one type of wave can pass through, that's called polarized. And so like I said, some sunglasses are made this way, and so that's why, it's easier to see because it's filtering out those waves that can't pass through the little slits. Scattering means that light is redirected as it passes through a medium. So for example, when sunlight is passing through the clouds, it's just scattered in all different directions, so you don't see that beam of light that you normally would. So, that was quick. Section assessment. Explain the differences among opaque, transparent, and translucent. Well, opaque, you cannot see through it all. It either absorbs or reflects all light. Transparent, you can see straight through. It allows the light to pass through or transmit. And then translucent, that's where you have some scattering of the light, and so you can see through a little bit. So like I said, think about those cups. Opaque would be that red solo cup. Transparent would be that glass cup that we can see straight through. And translucent would be that kind of frosted plastic one where we can kind of get a little bit of an idea of what's on the other side, but we can't really see through. Alright, next, list and explain 3 things that can happen to a light wave when it enters a new medium. Well, it can reflect, absorb, or transmit. So reflect means it hits and bounces off. Absorb means it hits and it's absorbed into the material. Or transmit means it hits and it can pass through. And in that case, it could be polarized, it could be scattered, whatever can happen at that point. All right, and then what's the difference between diffuse reflection and regular reflection? So regular reflection, the waves that hit reflect together in the same direction. For diffuse reflection, the waves hit together, but then they reflect in all different directions or all different angles. Alright, so hopefully you understand a little bit more about what happens to light when it reflects, refracts, transmits, is polarized, scatters, all those different things we discussed.